Hello and welcome to TB3 Sports Talk. This is episode 111. We have been out for a couple weeks. We're glad to be back and really glad to talk about a huge weekend, I'd say, for the city of Tampa Bay. Like, really big weekend, just a huge win for Tampa Bay sports. We're talking Stadium Series. So,
talking Stadium Series and a new stadium.
And a new stadium. Wow, huge weekend.
The stadium weekend.
The stadium weekend, yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Will, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I just feel like this Lightning team, it's special. And, they were already red hot before they got to this Stadium Series game. But it's just one of those wins, one of those magical moments where you think that's just going to give them even another spark to go on a cup run, maybe bring the Stanley Cup back home. It was in Tampa this weekend. I saw some people got
It's so weird that they're allowed to do that. It's like, can we have the Stanley Cup this weekend? Yeah, sure.
They just tore it.
That one guy with the blonde hair. I mean, that's like the greatest job of all time.
Yeah.
All he does is just take it around places. And,
polishes it a little bit.
yeah, he wears like the little gloves.
I mean, but he is legendary. He's been doing it for so long. At this point, he is the Stanley Cup holder guy. So, he's doing a great job. Whatever he's doing, he's doing a great job.
But it is like the best job in the world.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. Then you just get to hang out with NHL players.
You're at every Stanley Cup championship.
I wonder what
here's a trophy.
I wonder if how much money he's making.
It can't be like that
I feel like there's no salary for it. Like, you're not getting a paycheck, but it's just like you gotta go to somewhere in Canada this weekend, and here's like a couple grand to do whatever you want while you're there or something. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, Stadium Series, Sunday night, and not to brag, but I was there. I was there in the building. Shout out my lovely girlfriend. Great Christmas present, I must say. But yeah, it was, honestly, can only describe it as amazing. It was truly a one-of-one experience. It was amazing. If you went to the game, let us know your thoughts about it in the comments. But for me personally, I had nosebleed seats. I was up there. It was frigid. It was in the 30s and windy in Tampa Bay. It was crazy to just witness that and go through that, in a game, and just being in the stadium, the way Raymond James is built, the wind comes in crazy, and it was cold. I was layered up. I was prepared, which staved it off for a little bit. But even with my gloves and my multiple layers and my pants over my shorts, I was still getting cold, which is just crazy to think about in Tampa. But you think about just all the production that went into it. And then I'll get to the game because the game was amazing. But you think about all the production that went into it. The Pirates, the color scheme, the way the field looked around the rink. Awesome. For the ability for them to, without knowing that it was going to be freezing, still be able to do an outdoor game in Tampa Bay and have the preparations to do it where it could have been 80 degrees and sunny for all they knew, is pretty amazing. Jerseys, I'd say mid. They grew on me a little bit, but I still don't like them. I thought they were ugly at first, and now I'll just say they're mid. That's just what I'm going to say about the jerseys. And the atmosphere. I was really impressed. There was more Lightning fans than I thought there was going to be.
First sellout game of Raymond James this season.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll say it, man. It was like 65-35 Lightning fans. And you got to think about, this is a Boston team coming in. This is a big event. And 65-35, and the Lightning fans, and it was odd just because the stadium is so big. You don't really get that the different, when you get a "Let's Go Bolts" chant in Amalie Arena or a Tampa Bay chant in Amalie, everyone's kind of on the same page because you're packed in much tighter. Whereas at the game, it was more just different sections were doing their different chants. The chants weren't all together. There wasn't much. The one complaint I would have is the stadium audio and noise and what was going on during the game, what was being pointed or piped in was not much. And even the audio was quieter than I feel like it normally is in Raymond James. I don't know if that was cold related. I might be losing my mind.
From what I understand, I think it was something TV related is why they had to do that.
Interesting. Yeah. That makes sense.
Because that's how they've been doing it for the Stadium Series that way, and that's the common complaint. But I guess, hey, ESPN said so.
Yeah, people complain about how ESPN has broadcasted NHL games, especially with sound. Like, especially too when you're watching on TV, they almost kind of suppress the crowd
I
noise.
hate that. That's a pet peeve.
You
of
want to
mine.
hear the
Yeah.
crowd go
Absolutely.
crazy, especially in the NHL on overtime goals, stuff like that.
I mean, that's one of those conspiracy theories. It's like, what do you guys do to the NHL? You trying to kill them?
Yeah, well, it seems like it.
Yeah.
They put on a great show, though.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Except for a couple things. Interviewing 2 Yankees players.
Oh, my
See, I
gosh.
was at the game. I didn't
You
catch
got
it.
lucky
It
you
was,
missed
horrible.
that.
It was horrible. It's like Junior Caminero was like 4 rows away.
Yeah, Ryan Pepio, Ian Seymour.
was there, yeah. Pete Fairbanks was there too. I saw that.
Oh,
He's
that's
not-
sad. Yeah, he
not
was
there
on those.
anymore,
He
but-
was on those posts. Yeah, that's sad. But yeah, it was awesome. Like I thought they could have very easily made it cheesy, and it was a little cheesy, but in a good way with the Pirates. I thought the whole like how they had the lamps where the players walked out. I thought that looked great. Looked really really good. And I was really really impressed. Got to give a lot of credit to shout out USF Bulls CEO of Athletics Rob Higgins.
Yes,
Team
sir.
Tampa Bay. He's the one who really got this thing rolling. Got to give a lot of credit to just the city of Tampa Bay. And I've seen this in comment sections, just really, giving Tampa Bay so many flowers for hosting events, whether it's national championship games, whether it's the Stadium Series now, whether it's the Super Bowl, March Madness. It seems like, everyone wants to come back to Tampa Bay, and I think that's really, really good for the city. It's good to understand that the people that are in charge are doing a great job, and it's good for the teams. When you have buzz, when you have people that come in, I think it creates more of a buzz around your teams, and I think that's great for creating new Tampa Bay sports fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you had like eyes on it because people are going, oh, a game in Tampa, how is that going to work? Outdoors, it could be hot, and then it ends up being, I'd say it was the most memorable outdoor game of all time. I know there's a little bias because it's our team and we support them, we're going to watch, but you just see online people talking about it, and you look at it like, there's been 45 outdoor games. Like, how many can you really remember? Like
Like
this.
Miami just had one, and I didn't even hear
Yeah,
people
I
that
tuned-
one
I
remembers
tuned
that.
in
Yeah, I
for a
saw on
little
Twitter.
bit.
I was like, oh, hey, that game happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that was
it just wasn't a great environment. It seemed super dark in there.
Yeah.
Like, everything they
I
did.
probably had
just
the
didn't seem
AC
that great.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're keeping the ice cold.
But you just look at like what other people are saying on social media and stuff. Like, people are going to remember this game. And, of course, they put on a show, too.
Yeah, the analytics back you up. It's the most watched regular season NHL game of all time was Sunday Stadium Series game. So that, the numbers back you up. I completely agree. It was a memorable one. I do think they had helped eyes of I think it was smart for the NHL to do something like that. Go to Florida for an outdoor game because people were tuning in and be like, what the heck is this going to look like? Like, are they going to have palm trees sprouting in the middle of the ice or what? I don't know, but yeah, it was awesome. And we can get to the game. I'm sure Will's got you guys for that, but it was amazing.
Mm-hmm. What time
do we do one again? That's the question now.
Well, I think they've already. I saw it on Instagram. They're lobbying. So this was a Stadium Series. They want the Winter Classic next year.
That's a long time to be
So I don't
keeping
know
that
what
ice
they
up.
would. I don't know if they would be doing Raymond James again, or if they would be trying a different
I mean,
like.
probably should. Can they do that at Emily?
Shoot.
Get
2027 Winter Classic in USF's new stadium.
That would be,
Come on
that would be
now.
epic.
Yeah, there's not enough seats.
It's $35K. That's more than a normal, and everyone would be able to see. It'd be a nice intimate experience.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Or farewell party, Trop. You get us. You
I
get
mean,
a
that's
stadium.
awesome.
That would be awesome.
Selfishly, I'd love the Trop. I was talking to some people about that. They used to play in there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And call it the Thunderdome, bringing that aspect.
I wish I was alive for that. Like that.
I know.
My
It's
dad.
so
my dad
sick.
tells his stories, and I'm like, I want to be there.
I know.
I know. Even being like too young for like the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. Like, I was like a kid when that already died out, and I was like, man, seeing a football game there too would have just been unreal. I know next year I don't know if it's like the Stadium Series or Winter Classic, but they are for sure. There's
Or
going to be one
Utah's
in
gonna get
Utah,
one,
yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
the
they're
Utes
playing
play-
at Rice. Yeah, Rice Eccles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I think also next year the Stars are playing a game at AT&T.
Oh,
That's
that'll be.
so dumb.
I mean,
It's indoors. Who gives a crap?
it makes it easier to
And
have.
Jerry-
Turn the
World.
AC on. They did it. They did it at they did it at the Cotton Bowl or something like that. That was when it was
They did
cool.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
The outdoors. That's what it's got to be outdoors.
I think the I think the one at Utah Stadium will be really, really cool because they got the mountain drop at the background. That'll be really, really
it'll be
sick.
good views.
Yeah.
I think realistically probably wouldn't be in Tampa, but I do think you need a Battle of Florida at some point.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I was pretty shocked that that's not what they did this year. Like, I'm kind of surprised. I really am surprised. I know the Panthers have won the last 2 Stanley Cups. I was surprised they got that Winter Classic game. I was. And I think a Battle of Florida
Anybody
would be
even show
awesome.
up? Yeah.
I'd be curious to
At
see what
Lone
the attendance
Depot.
on that was.
I'm sure plenty of people show up. I mean, it was against the Rangers. The
It was just
NHL.
ugly though. It was like, the roof's folded up over there.
But yeah, I thought like, middle of the state, like Camping World or something.
That would
Orlando,
have been nice.
Battle of Florida. That would be something.
Hey.
That would be a spectacle.
Bring NHL game to the Swamp at Gainesville.
That would also. I mean, that would also be.
They
equally as
played a
awesome,
college
man.
hockey game at Penn State this week, and it was pretty sick.
They lost in overtime too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them.
Hey, it is what it is.
Speaking of overtime,
Yeah, we'll get.
Wow, that was smooth, Joel.
I know. I was like, you gave it to me. I'm gonna take it.
I do want to mention though, the Lightning coming out in the creamsicles.
Oh, I did want to say that. Good.
Chef's
that was
kiss.
Yeah.
Baker, Tristan Wirfs with the boombox, and on like a trolley too.
Yeah, the trolley was such a
I mean,
nice.
come
was
on.
such a nice
How much more
touch.
Tampa can you get? John Coop in the Cuban, Ybor City.
I'm gonna be
attire.
honest.
Yeah,
I
so-
loved it. It was very cool. I still don't really like. They were a little bit reaching for that.
It was pretty
correlation.
cringy. Like I was just like, why'd you do that?
I don't know.
I loved it.
I
I
liked
loved
it,
it.
but I would say like saying that to Ybor City, like I don't
The
know. I
Cubans,
don't
man.
know. I
Shouting
get
out the
it.
Cubans.
I mean, the
guess
fact
they
that he's
hang out there
smoking
a
the
bunch,
cigar
too.
at the post game was pretty cool.
That was cool.
I mean,
All
that's
right,
just
I'll forgive
aura.
you.
It's aura.
No, it was. And then, I mean, before we get to the game, speaking of aura, let's talk about Andre Vasilevsky charging out of his goal for a goalie fight. I mean, that is maybe one of the most electric moments I've seen in a live sporting event in my entire life. Like, there's a video of me. I think I put it on our story on TB3. Like, I'm like videoing it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh what? And it's like I'm just yelling because it's like I just couldn't keep it inside of me. It was amazing. It was pure electric. That's why you go to hockey. I saw a video. It was the little girl, and they were interviewing. They're like, hey, what do you like so much about hockey? And she was like, violence. and it's like that's why people go to hockey, and it was so awesome. And Vazzy beat his butt. I don't know.
He did. He got a couple.
Yeah.
He's a
hooks in there.
southpaw.
Yeah, I like too how they were asking Coop, and he's like, I didn't know he was a lefty.
Well, it's so funny. I saw the mic'd up video, and like Swayman's like going back to his goal, and Brandon Hagel hits him with a flyby. You got worked. Like that was so
that
funny.
was awesome.
Yeah.
I did see that. Oh man, yeah. We should just get into this game before I keep yapping. But I mean, it just starts off electric. Watching on TV, like I said, I thought everything, just outside of the national anthem, that wasn't that great. I don't know who that guy was.
Who cares what the national? I didn't even turn it on until like.
No, but it was not
19
good.
minutes.
It was not good. It was really
I don't
not
think
good.
Tim McGraw was that good either.
No, which he kind of got. Well, he was just lip syncing and everything. Well, again, you tell me the game starts at 6:30 and puck drops not till 7.
It's
I guess
crazy.
you're kind of forced to watch the national anthem. That's my biggest gripe with the game.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I probably tuned in at like 6:20, and it's like 30 minutes till game
Yeah,
time.
I was like, what the heck?
And they put the countdown on too. Sometimes they're like, oh, maybe we'll start in 5, maybe we'll start in half hour. But they're like, all right, 25 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I got in the stadium and I was like, "Oh, I'm hope I'm here before puck drop." And then I look at the TV and it's like 20 minutes. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine."
Did you do any of the festivities?
No, we didn't get there early enough. It was so cold, and we went to the Bolts Bay side, and there really wasn't much on that side. So I don't know where the festivities exactly were.
I think it was lot 7, like where we parked for media. I think. It was
Interesting. So we were on that side, so I don't know. Maybe it got packed up by the time we were there. But no, we didn't do any of that stuff. But yeah, starts off electric. Can keep
Yeah, it
rolling.
starts off electric. Brandon Hagel, 11 seconds into the game, with the beautiful snipe. And just the eruption, everything. You can just hear the crowd there. I'm sure that was just like chills
Yeah,
in the
it was
stadium.
awesome.
And you're thinking, man, this could be a great game. We're in for a treat. And then it was all Bruins for the first period. Who is it? Who gets a goal? Steve, Skeeky, Arvidsson, and it's 3-1 by the end of the first period. To start the second, Poitras and Geeky, they combine and get 2 goals, and it's 5-1 right off the rip. And
I was so scared, man. I was like, crap, we're about to mimic the Panthers in this one.
Yeah.
yeah, it was devastating. And I think, like, my take on it, I think that opening goal kind of hurt them a little bit in the sense that you're, you're all amped up. You're in a huge crowd, especially a home game too. You haven't had that many people at a home game ever, right? And you even look at it in like stadium series and outdoors games. Before this, it was an even 500 for home teams, right?
Yeah, because we beat Nashville.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
one
and
of the
I
best
think
moments of my
there's
life.
something to it where you just get a little too amped up, and I thought the Lightning's defense played pretty terrible in that first period. They took a couple stupid penalties. Nick Paul, like to start the game too, could have cleared that puck that Essimon intercepted. He had a great game. It kind of made me angry.
Yeah.
Mikey Essimon, who was a former Bolt. And yeah, I just think they were just a little sloppy. I think that goal just kind of pushed it over the top, and you're just kind of, you got tunnel vision, you're going a little nuts. And then I think, really, a lot of people say that, the Vazzy fight was kind of the spark. And I agree to an extent, but I also think just Boston let them right back in the game.
Yeah.
So many penalties. They're the most penalized team in the NHL. They have 87 more minutes of penalty time than they do power play time. So they're shorthanded a lot. And I think, some people too complaining about like, oh, the refs were kind of controlling the game too.
They were clear.
Those were all
Yeah,
clean
they were
penalties. Clear. And again, there were stupid penalties too. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. You're up 5-1, and then you just start playing sloppy. Like, that just kind of shows how bad, I guess, I don't know, the culture is in Boston.
They're also a young team, really young
Yeah.
team. Kind of just blew it up. Have a couple, they have Pasternak and a couple vets, McAvoy, but they are definitely an undisciplined team. I would agree. Pretty clear cut and dry penalties, and yeah. The ability to cash in, there was that 5-on-3. There was a long portion where they're not able to cash in. I think Swayman had a really good game. Kind of got put in some terrible spots in the second and third period, but I thought Swayman had a really good game. They were kind of holding the Lightning off the board, and then undisciplined. You take another penalty to kind of extend the 5-on-3, and then the Lightning get 2 goals and within I think 20 seconds, and I mean that's the moment where it really flipped. You had the Vazzy, fight that kind of put the coals under the fire, and then the fire was lit when you got those 2 goals back to back. Because at that point, it's a 1-goal game. Anything can happen, and that was pretty electric. Pretty impressed with the power play. I thought, even when they weren't scoring, they were controlling. They did a great job of keeping the puck in the zone.
Oh, yeah.
Those defensemen, I thought, were dynamite at doing that. And the passing, they again, I think a lot of people sometimes get frustrated with the Lightning lack of shooting, but they were in control the entire power play, and that's not what Boston's power play looked like. It was 2 very different things. So I was very impressed with the Bolts power play, and that's really what won them this game, to be honest.
Yeah, it really was just making the most of your opportunities. Again, like I said, Boston let them back in, but it's on you as a Lightning to make the most of it and score off those, and they did it. And I think, just Darren Radish, the zipper up top, that just adds such a dynamic element to their power play. And, teams are just struggling against them, and they did it really well. I think, like you said earlier, Swayman, I think once we get to the third, because it's 5-4 going into the third, and you can tell the momentum is all Lightning.
Absolutely.
But I think it is a big emphasis on Swayman. He kept him in the game in the third period. He made a bunch of saves. Obviously, Cooch with the snipe to even it up. But other than that, and there wasn't a lot of stoppage in that third period either. There was a lot of 5-on-5. So, yeah, he kept him in it. And then you kind of start getting scared because you get the momentum, you type the game, and then just couldn't convert. Took some shots. Swayman would come up with something. Then we get to overtime, and then you think it's over off of that.
Oh, my gosh, I was so scared.
I don't know what it was like.
I thought it was over.
In the
I
stands.
couldn't hear the whistle. I thought it was over. Absolutely, yeah.
It was a delayed whistle anyway,
Yeah.
but, I don't think they heard it, so I want to know did they explain it at all?
No, they didn't go on the intercom or anything. They
Oh,
just, yeah.
I mean, the fact he missed that, too. Like,
It was just kind of like people are going to the exits. Wait! "Oh, the game's not over,"
That's
and then everyone's
hilarious.
back in their seats. Like that's literally what happened.
Yeah,
Like
they're quick
wait,
to
like
leave.
I'm not. Leanne was wanting to leave, and she started walking. I was like, "Wait, hold on!" And then we were back in it. We were there. It was good. So yeah, it was crazy. Really quick, but there was no like. I didn't really fully understand what happened. I don't know. I figured because I saw Cooch stop, so I was like something must have happened, but I didn't know what. So
Yeah, it was a slashing up top, and then again you see the ref's hand go up for a penalty, but they just let it. He let it keep going, and they're already at like center ice, and then he blows a whistle. At that point, they couldn't hear it, but that was scary. In overtime, I thought the Lightning had again plenty of great chances that Swayman shut down, and then oh man, Cooch breakaway at the end there. I'm thinking that's game, and he misses
Picturesque.
it. And then I'm getting scared. I'm like, we do all this, come back down 5-1. That was our best chance, and now we're going to lose in the shootout.
I don't know, but I kind of once it got to shootout, I was like, man, Vazzy had this fight. Vazzy's going to win us this shootout.
Really?
Like I had a lot of confidence, and I was like, you think about the shooters that the Lightning can play. And I will say, in that moment, I was like, man, I could go for a Braden Point just bolting down the ice and doing a little backhand right now. Like I was missing Braden Point at that point, but pun intended. But you think about Gage Gonsalves has proven himself to be a really good shootout, player. Nikita Kucherov. I mean, who's a better shootout guy in the league than Nikita Kucherov? And then Jake Gensel has proven that he got the winner, and he's just Jake Gensel really can do anything you need him to do. He is jack of all trades.
Yeah, I want to touch on that in the second game as we continue. But
yeah.
I mean, I was getting scared though because Gonsalves misses, then Cooch. I don't know. I think he just lost control of it or something. But then you're like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But then Gensel, man, bar down, snipe over the shoulder. That was a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they got lucky there at the end, too, hitting off the post. But that's your game. And, yeah, just so electric. Like I said, you're just not going to forget about that game ever. That's gonna stick with you forever. One of those wins that I've been thinking about it and stuff like that. Just how epic it was for the Tampa Bay area.
Absolutely.
Was it bigger than the Super Bowl here when the Bucks had the Super Bowl here?
I will say no.
No,
That's been. I mean, I've heard that conversation.
I understand like the argument because there was limited capacity in the Super Bowl, so there wasn't
the average Joe couldn't go. So.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like the average fan can't go to that either. Like,
well, I guess it depends on what you define as biggest, like in terms of like getting people out on the streets and near the stadium, in the stadium, or like
I guess the
impact on the community,
the afterward conversation.
Oh, Super Bowl, no doubt. I mean, you just got to think about all people now that Will said this on the show. People now that are kids. Adults that are wearing Bucks jerseys now compared to the ones that are wearing these random jerseys when we're growing up in school. Like I like that totally changed the Bucks totally in the community. So I would say Super Bowl, but I think the Stadium Series, I mean, I think there's an argument for if you want to compare it to the Lightning Stanley Cup and buzz and stuff like that. I mean, I think there's an argument. I think that first Stanley, I don't know. It's a fascinating debate.
Yeah, I'm looking at some bobbleheads, and I just think about one team where it's just win and one. What would it change for the community?
I know.
2029, circa 2029.
I mean, and they just got to get back into the area where Raymond James is, and we'll get to that in a second.
But before we put a pin on this game, they did my boy Rob so dirty. They did him so dirty.
Oh, that was cruel.
And it just like I have to like complain because. That's an impossible shot. Like, it's just a little puck opening, and he doesn't play hockey. Like, have all the NHL players in that game try to shoot from where he was at. Who's making it first try or second try?
I agree, but I do think your point goes out the window a little bit because he didn't hit the net. Like if he had gotten it in the goal.
Head at that moment, I'm with Will.
I mean, because they go like, oh, we're putting $1 billion on the line.
They brought Baker Mayfield. Yeah, that
Baker
was crazy.
Mayfield's out there. Rondé Barber's out there.
Brooks announcing.
Yeah. It's like that's so much pressure. Then you got to get
70,000 fans watching.
big, like. Come
It's like
on.
the guy had cancer, man. He can't do that.
And we're like, because I was thinking, even if you did that challenge, like at least give it like unlimited pucks or something like that
No,
with
I
a
agree.
timer, and you could just start slapping it down.
Yeah, just
there.
having 2 shots is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Because like even too when Baker came out, like, oh, I know a thing or two about second chances. I thought like maybe they're gonna have them go right up to it. You know,
Oh, that'd
it's
be-
for kids
that'd
with
have been
cancer, and then they just
Or
leave
take-
them there like,
or
oh,
at least
we'll
take,
double the money.
take
but
the small hole away.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did them dirty.
They
and
did.
even Barstool. I hate Barstool Sports because they posted an article. It's like kids with cancer miss out on $1 million because some guy named Rob couldn't hit the net.
Aw,
And it's like, how dare you? That's my hero. How dare you say that about him?
That's funny. Yeah. But yeah, what an experience. We still love you, Rob Higgins, even though you got put in an impossible situation.
we mourn with you.
Yeah, we
They
mourn
did
with
you so dirty.
They did.
I'll defend your honor because somebody has to say it. That was unfair, and you deserve to just walk the puck in for $1 million for kids with cancer.
I'm
That's
with it.
terrible.
I
I'm,
agree.
I'm over here like you can't scribble out the number. That's not how checks work, guys.
Yeah, Baker's got like hieroglyphic.
That handwriting was crazy.
That's also true. All right, do we want to move to this Buffalo game?
Yeah, let's move on to the Sabres game, and I think this win is also just as impressive because
I would go more impressive.
Yeah, all intents and purposes, this is a trap game. This was a trap game. You're playing the Sabres at home, middle of the week. You just came off the Stadium Series game, and then tomorrow or today when you're watching this, they play the Panthers. And you know everything about the Panthers. You know how much you hate that team. This game kind of goes under the radar. I think it's interesting that John Cooper even talked about it, saying like, you know, we were concerned about this one. We were worried about it. Yeah, because it seriously was a trap game. And not to mention, Anthony Cirelli was out this game. Nick Paul was out this game. Obviously, Braden Point has still been out. We can do injury update at the end. But, yeah, so you're down with 3 centers in the game, and you still come away with the win. Started off, I think the Lightning started out pretty great. They had an early power play they couldn't capitalize on. But, man, just the pressure, the forecheck and the pressure, turning pucks over in the offensive zone, and Jake Gensel with the turnover there, and just Cooch, man. I mean, I don't even know how much time like he had to think about that shot, but it was just right in, just a missile to make it 1-0. Second period, I've seen some things people go back and forth, like, did the Lightning dominate that period? Did the Sabres? But I still think the Lightning, you know, they were in control. Yeah, I mean, they only got 4 shots on goal in the second period, but there wasn't a lot of action. Obviously, I thought Colton Ellis for the Sabres played pretty well. Vazzy had an insane save to start the second period. Did you guys see that one where he turns around and like saves it like
That's
this
crazy.
going down? That was
Dude,
just,
his flexibility, he's crazy.
yeah. When did the Sabres score? Sorry.
Late in the
got
first.
there
It was late in the first.
16:53.
Yeah, and even, you know, the Sabres scoring and taking the lead in this one is kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say it went to overtime. It was close, but like if you look at that first goal, I mean, he's at an angle. He's like basically parallel with Vazzy, snaps it, and Vazzy's like pinching the post, and it goes like right here.
That's
Impossible shot.
Yeah, one of Boston had a goal like that too on Sunday. Vazzy had some bad luck. I'd
Yeah,
say.
just bad luck, and it kind of seemed like that the entire game. But all of a sudden, you know, the Sabres are in the lead here. But Bulls come up with some great play at the end of the game with the empty net. I thought 6-on-5 was pretty good, and then
the bald eagle.
the Eagle. What was that, like a 98-mile-an-hour slap?
It was. I mean, it happened so quick. It was like boom, boom. Oh, game's over. Because I mean, like Cooch gets it to me and it's like, oh, we're done.
Yeah, no, and Radish's his shot. You know, I'm going to give you some credit. I feel like this was something you were calling for years ago. More Darren Radish shots from the point.
I think
You did. I'm remembering a quote post with that. So I feel like Will knew something that the coaching staff, you know.
But yeah,
got
it's
from.
just working, and like even the Bjorkstrand goal in that game. I mean, teams are so scared of getting a ripper from the blue line from Radish. Like, you look at the Borkstrand goal, you got like 3 guys all on their knees trying to block that shot. Here comes a rebound. It's so impossible as a goalie, unless you're gloving it. You're not gonna freeze that puck when it's coming almost 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And they're so worried about it. Here comes Borkstrand for an easy rebound and put in earlier in the game. So yeah, like, again, it's dangerous, and teams are worried about it and thinking about it. And it just takes it to a whole nother level. And it's just clutch, man. Just clutch there at the end of the game. Overtime. I just get so scared when the Lightning play overtime. And Cooch was kind of playing some terrorist puck at the beginning, too. Rasmus Dahlin, love to have him on the Bolts, but he almost makes him pay. Vazzy had to come up with a couple other saves.
Oh my gosh, and he coughed that one up and they blew the whistle,
Yeah.
right? That was crazy.
Yeah, it just scares me. It scares me so much when they play overtime. I really have no confidence in it for some reason.
Why?
Which is crazy because I got a stat for you.
I know.
9-4 in overtime this season. Fourth
And
best
that's
record
great.
in the NHL. Think about the last 2 seasons of Lightning hockey and how much we've seen them lose in overtime. Like, I think it was that 2024 season probably scarred us because what were they, like 11 straight overtime losses or
Yeah,
whatever?
Well,
it
I
was.
brought it up as a stat, and then
They just kept
proceeded to
losing.
just-
You were
yeah,
trying
keep
for the
losing,
reverse
but-
jank, and it just didn't work.
Didn't
I
work
hate
at
when
all.
that happens. But yeah, and then like you said, Joel, I mean, for Cooch to just find Jake Gensel on that breakaway,
beautiful.
and then for Gensel, again, the jack of all trades, he can do whatever you want, be in front of the net, shoot long, or shoot from far away, slap shot, or, in the game on a breakaway, which, again, he did in the last 2 games. Shootout against Boston and Raymond James, and then overtime in Amalie Arena against the Sabres. Another huge win. Like I mentioned, they are really, really good and rolling in overtime, which I think is a sign of a good team and a team that's going to have success, down the stretch. I think it's really good to see them get that late goal with the 6-on-5 with the goalie pull, because that's a skill that you need to have. You need to be able to succeed in these situational opportunities, and the Lightning are gonna they're gonna be in games they're gonna need that in the playoffs, quite frankly. So that's a really good sign. I got a couple stats for you guys. I got a couple stats I saw on Twitter. First one comes from Benjamin Pierce, the Vibe of 5. Darren Radish has a goal in 5 straight games. That makes him having the longest streak of consecutive games with a goal in Lightning defenseman history. The Bald Eagle. Rah! That's also the 7th longest goal-scoring streak by a defenseman in NHL history. Pretty crazy. And then I'll give you another one. This is from Evan Klosky. Shout out Evan Klosky. Good stuff on Twitter. Nikita Kucherov had 15 points in the first 15 games this season. In his next 35, so his last 35 games, Nikita Kucherov has 75 points. That is insane. That is 2+ points a game. Wow.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy because, in this year, in 2026, he has 39 points.
This is his year.
Yeah, he would be the team leader for the season on the Flames, Kraken,
Yeah, it's
Blues,
so
and
crazy.
Canucks. And he only has played 15 games in 2026. He'd be the team leader
That's
in
amazing.
points
so
on all of those
wild.
teams. Yeah, just unbelievable stuff.
Do it in the playoffs, Cooch.
Yeah,
Please.
do it in the playoffs.
We need.
But I'm thinking it's just special. And, just going back to the Sabres game, just the buy-in's insane. And I wanted to touch on, Gensel and stuff, too. And this is what you need from your leaders and from your stars. Like, they move him to center this game. He had the most ice time for any player on the Lightning in this game. He played a bunch of minutes on the power play, on the penalty kill. Just doing all the little things and just eating up a bunch of minutes, because that's what they needed him to do. They're out so many guys, bunch of injuries, they've had it all year, and you just have everybody stepping up, and even your stars are doing it. You're Jake Gensel going on the penalty kill. I just think that's just so huge to me, while having the most ice time too. That's just how you go. That's just how you go win a cup. That's how you have an 18-1-1 streak in your last 20, like what they've been doing. And then I thought, too, just to shout out the Douglas, Sabrin, and Finley line this game. They only played 5 minutes. They did put up a bunch of shots and stuff like that, and they're really attacking Ellis there and net. So I wanted to give them a shout out, too. But, yeah, it's just guys stepping up.
Yeah. No, and I think it's you look at where the Lightning's defensive units are. Obviously you got Victor Hedman back on Saturday. You got Ryan McDonagh back pretty recently. It hasn't been too long where he's been back. And now you still have that J.J. Moser, Darren Radish pairing, which has just been dynamite this season. And then you have Ryan McDonagh with Aaron Chernak. I mean, think about those two guys, the playoff battles they've been going through, and that's going to be your second or third defensive pairing. And then you have Victor Hedman with Declan Carlisle, the young buck, and that is a deeper defensive core than the Lightning have had in the past 3 years. And that is something that I think is going to be an X factor for them moving forward.
One of those guys will have to go down, but I think because there was some waiver issues and stuff like that, but I think there is one that can go down untouched. So then you can bring him back for the final month of the season, I want to say. So, I mean, we're in good shape on that, too, because I was a little bit concerned about some of that stuff, like all the moving parts. But I think we're set. I think we're ready to go. I think this is the team we're taking to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Barring any trades.
We'll see.
I mean, we do have a heaping helping of defense, so. I mean,
Maybe
call me crazy, but I wouldn't mind trading one of the seniors.
I'd say Bjorkstrand, man.
Yeah.
I like him, but I just think, man, if you could upgrade that spot.
You totally could do that. Or, I know this isn't flashy, but wouldn't mind a new backup goalie. Not a crazy. You're not gonna have to give up a lot, but like the last time Johansson played, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying
that was a buzzkill.
that could help you in a playoff
Was that
playoff
Columbus?
chase. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought the defense played pretty terrible that game, too. I thought that might have been their worst defensive game of the season.
That's fair.
But, yeah.
And we made Gensel, or not Gensel, sorry, we made the backup goalie wear that as well.
Shall I get to the injury report?
Yeah, hit us.
So Braden Point, we haven't seen him for a minute. He was skating on Tuesday at practice, so that's a good sign for him to return.
He also did the warm-ups at the Stadium Series.
Yes, he did.
Cooper let everyone warm up during the Stadium Series, which is cool.
We're hoping to see him back, hopefully after the All-Star break, so that's some news there. Tony Cirelli, man, bad news for him. He took that kind of awkward hit to the shoulder in the Stadium Series game. It was announced he'll be out for Team Canada for the Olympics, so you feel bad for him. And then, too, again, as Lightning fans, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but it's kind of evident he's missing some time for sure with this injury. So,
I mean, not to be selfish, but I mean, it's a good time to miss it. It's like take a breather on the Olympics.
You feel for him. You want to rep your country.
Yeah, for sure.
Can he still go and kind of like sit the bench or no?
I don't think so.
Dang.
I think he's just done. And then Nick Paul got hurt also in the Stadium Series game. He did not play for the Sabres. He will miss a game tomorrow versus the Panthers. That's the only update I have on him. So I guess we'll kind of find out after the Olympics. But
yeah, and I think Hedman's looked a little rust to start off the Boston game. Pretty bad turnover early on, but I thought he's looked really good.
Yeah, he played about 10 minutes that game and then 17 minutes
Yeah.
against the Sabres. So he should be getting back to strength here.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see once he's back to full strength if they do end up, doing anything to change those pairings of Moser and Radish or McDonagh and Chernak. I'll be interested to see what they do with that and how they move forward when Hedman is at full strength and he's your captain and he's one of if not the best defensemen in your franchise's history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then as you're watching this today, 7:30 p.m. Tune in.
Oh, I love 7:30
Florida Panthers
games.
at the Lightning. I think they're wearing the Stadium Series
They
jerseys
are.
again.
They are.
So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting game. I think too. I really hope for the Lightning to come out strong in this one. I know a lot of I think too. It's kind of easy because Panthers also have a lot of Olympic representation. So you can say, oh, maybe the Lightning are distracted. These guys are getting ready to leave. But the Panthers got a lot of guys on Olympic rosters too. But the thing is, this is really a must-win game for them. They are battling for a playoff spot. And
Bury the Panthers.
Yeah, bury them.
And them and the Maple Leafs both not going to the playoffs. That would be just a sight to see.
It would be glorious.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it'd be nice to not have to play the same 2 or 3 teams every freaking playoff series. Your stupid NHL playoff format. Gosh, fix it.
Yeah.
They're 9 games out of the last wild card, or not 9 points out of the last wild card spot. So that could bury them.
Yeah, it seriously is a must-win game for them, especially with the break and stuff. You want to finish strong. That could really hurt that team, and it would be so nice for the Bolts to do it.
Bury them.
Oh, Tune
And
in, 7:30.
I'm going to say they win. Go Lightning.
Yeah, give me a win. Give me a win for the Bolts.
I think it's a win. I think we might come down from the cloud after the break, but like right now, like we're going out on top.
Goal predictions, anybody?
Give me a. Who am I thinking? You know what? Oliver Bjorkstrand has been on the trade block. People have been calling his name out. He's going to get a goal. He wants to stay in Tampa Bay. He wants to prove his worth.
People as in me.
No, other people. I've seen his name thrown out. Any like, again, we're recording Wednesday. Artemi Panarin got traded to the Kings. He was heavily linked to the Lightning. And most of the trades that were thrown out involved Oliver Bjorkstrand, a prospect, and a pick.
Give me Hedman. He's going to be like, I'm back.
Nice.
That would be nice.
Cam Newton.
Give me a big Finley goal.
Wow.
Expect some big stuff from that line. Give me Finley.
I love it. I hope that line. We should just play that line 45 minutes. See what happens. Hey, see what happens.
The Yanni Gord line.
Oh, I love
Eric Ballin,
Yanni Gord. Pontus Holmberg, dude.
He tried to like volleyball hit with it.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I was watching that from all the way up there. I was like, who is this? Who is this? But yeah, tune in 7:30. Quick update. Rays Stadium news. What do we got, Joel?
Ron DeSantos, man, he's team Tampa Stadium. Like, can you not be more excited about that? Like, for there to be statewide interest in this stadium. Growing up in Dunedin, he's our guy. He came, he did a press conference Tuesday. He did a press conference primarily for the college, but he also did make some connections to it about the Rays, that this could be something generational that would benefit the whole state. It's not just something locally for us, but it's going to be something that we can enjoy for years and years to come, and how it's going to be beneficial to taxpayers, because this is now land that we're going to be developing for tax usage for businesses that'll be coming through. So I don't know. Like the stigma right now is that like it's going to be so much money out of the taxpayers' pockets. But remember, this is user fees. I heard that there's going to be there could be a 10% tax on tickets for user fee, which kind of sucks, but like, it's a good price to pay. I want to go to the stadium. So there's that. There's going to be rental car taxes more than likely. And then the SITS tax, which is something acclimated for stadium usage and stuff like that, for I think it's like tourism and stuff like that. So that's where most of this taxpayer stuff is going to be coming from. So it's not out of our pockets. It's not going to affect the schools or the sidewalks and stuff like that. Like, this is all conversation. This is abbreviated, but be excited about that. And then there was the Rays ownership announced that they will pay at least 50% and all overages and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I mean, you had never even dreamed of Stu saying that. So I mean, I think we're moving forward. Renderings are supposed to come out sometime this month. The college itself, they're super excited about it, because again, St. Pete Times, they're all like, the poor college students can't go to their community college. But these buildings that they're going to be building and putting up for the college wouldn't have happened apart from this. So the Rays are literally the reason why we're going to have a new HCC campus there in a couple of years. So
how confident are you in this? We've seen renderings. We've seen.
Hey! What's not in the equation right now?
Stu?
No Stu. There's no Stu. Hey, think about that. I mean, just a conversation. Did Ron DeSantos come when Stu was around?
No, they weren't on good terms.
They hate each other. Now here he comes. Yeah. And like, I mean, look at all the ways that things are working together, and all these different people are happy about it. Like, I feel like with Stu, everybody was kind of at gunpoint, and they were like, I sure hope this works out.
Yeah. No, and I agree, and I do think you look at just the short, tenure of this Rays ownership and what they've done and what they're moving to do, and the quality of their plan, the where they're getting the funding, the logistics, and how reasonable and feasible it seems like it's going to happen. I have a lot of confidence, and I really have a lot of confidence because I think this Rays ownership group is legit, and I think they're willing to do it. They've moved quicker than I really expected to on a stadium. They were 10 toes down right into getting a new stadium. And I know some people might be upset that they're not upping the payroll for this upcoming season, but they're focused on getting a stadium and for the future of the Tampa Bay Rays. And for that reason, I have confidence. I think it's good. I think it's a good plan. I think it's a good location. And I think, like you mentioned, I think their willingness to pay 50 or more percent, the way they're going to allocate taxes, the state support. I think the county commission voted recently, I think it was 7-0 to proceed in talks with the Rays. So the county's on board, which again is another thing. You talk about Stu Sternberg. He burnt bridges. He burnt bridges in Tampa.
Absolutely.
He burnt bridges in St. Pete. These guys have not burnt any bridges. They're willing to work. They seem to have weight behind their words, which is all I can ask for from an ownership group. I am ecstatic. I'm excited. I think this is going to happen. And I'm also excited to go back to the Trop this year.
Going back to what you said about the payroll, Restless Estrada has been saying this a lot. Think of it this way. The biggest signing to our payroll this year is a new stadium.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we no new stadium. That's number one on the payroll this year.
Yeah, and once we get a little closer to spring training, I'm sure we'll give you a Rays season preview. But the way the AL East looks right now, I don't even know if it's worth competing. It is a gauntlet division.
I mean, I feel like whenever we're down, that's when we're the most in it, though.
And that's what I hope.
It'll be like a great May, just like it is every year.
Honestly, I don't think I can name 10 players on the team right now.
Wow, can you believe this team? Group of misfits. And then we'll get to June, July.
They'll regress to the main.
I'll take it though. Give me half a good season. Give me some hope. All-Star break. I'm starting to focus on football, and we're good. Get me to the All-Star break.
June, July, that summer dead spot. That's when we need the Rays.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, fellas?
No, I think that's it.
All right. So make sure you're watching this. It's coming out on Thursday. Make sure you guys watch the Lightning tonight. Beat up on the Panthers as they head into the break. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, share the video with a friend, like the video, comment down below if you were at the Stadium Series or watched it on TV, what your thoughts on the game were. If you're on Spotify, hit the 5 stars, hit the follow button. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on X/Twitter. And thank you guys for everything. Have a beautiful and blessed night.